Hello, everyone. It's Steven Schleicher. And before we get into this week's show, it's time to let you know who's getting a shout out this week. And it's our very own Mark Smith. And don't forget, if you would like to appear as an NPC in this game, all you need to do is be at the appropriate Patreon level at patreon.com/major spoilers. Critical hit Punch All Nazis takes place in the early days of World War II and combines high adventure with cosmic horror. All dates, locations, and historical events are thrown out the window in order to create a fun story. So don't put too much thought into historical inaccuracies. All accents are done poorly, but with love, and no disrespect is intended. Last time
on Critical Hit.
And then Frederick is kind of looking around at everybody, kind of nervous. It's too bad you boys aren't able to get into the mine and get your own protection stones.
If you tell us what's going on, then we can even help you.
Agent Jones, FBI, freeze! You're all standing around us still. You all have moonshine in your hands, and there are two FBI agents shining flashlights into your faces. And one of them has identified himself as Agent Jones of the FBI.
Mm-hmm. Steven?
Yeah.
What does my character know about the legality of alcohol?
So that's a good question. So obviously prohibition has been repealed already at this time, but moonshining is still very much a way of life, especially in places like the not mid-Atlantic, but the South. But the reason why people would be very interested in moonshiners is because the moonshine alcohol does not have the tax tag on it. Okay. So this is all about avoiding tax. I mean, a lot of moonshining is not about, oh, here are people that are drinking alcohol. It's the government is not getting their money, and these alcohols do not have the tax stamp on them. So that's why both during Prohibition and after, people were going after people, not for drinking alcohol, but because of the tax revenue that was being lost. And I'm sure somebody who's out there who knows more about this would let me know. But this is why even by the time we get to the Dukes of Hazzard in the 1970s, Uncle Jesse is still running moonshine. And that's why everybody are after the Duke boys, because they're running alcohol illegally. So that's kind of what you know a little bit about that. But of course, you and your refined palate, Dutch, only drink the finest wines and the finest whiskeys and the that the world has to offer. And the interesting thing about Prohibition is if you already had the alcohol, it wasn't illegal for you to keep the alcohol. So a lot of rich people were shipping in tons and tons of alcohol from outside of the United States so that they could stock their cellars and their wine coolers that they could
and
could
if
drink
you're
it
rich, just straight up buying alcohol because, the laws don't apply to the rich.
Yep. So that's what I know, and that's what you know about why the government would be interested in moonshiners.
Okay. Thank you.
There are two lights shining in your face. Drop them.
Just go to put down the mason jar really carefully. And now be careful here, officers. This is pretty potent stuff. We don't want a triangle shirtwaist situation here.
And you hear the other person holding the flashlight definitely sounds like a woman's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Agent Jones, I can't believe we finally tracked these moonshiners down and we got them. Well, hold on, Blake. We've still got to get these guys into the wagon and down the hill into Barlow. You guys all turn around and put your hands above your behind your heads.
Comply. Yeah. What's the family doing? Are they pulling out a banjo and running away? Or
I mean, the only person who came up with you was Frederick, right?
Okay. I thought Pa came with us too for some reason.
No.
Okay.
As you guys turn around, there's no Frederick. There's just 4 guys, and they're still.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of convenient.
Yeah.
It's a setup. Well,
Dutch will comply. Yep.
Yeah, that'll follow suit.
All right. Well, Jones is like, we didn't have time to bring more backup. I wish we had. So we'll have to split the handcuffs. And so, who wants to be locked up with who?
Jones and what's the other one?
Blake.
Should be locked together on each.
No, I mean, which one of you two? Which one of you two should be locked together?
Dutch Doc
Be with
Valentino?
Yeah.
Unless you had a better idea, Rodrigo?
Dutch and Doc.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
Yep.
So they put one bracelet of the cuff on Dutch and Doc, and then the other cuff on Valentino and Blisco, and they kind of frisk you down and kind of look and see some of the things that you have. Once the flashlight comes down, you can see that the male agent is indeed he's rather tall, about 6 feet tall, and he is dressed in a suit, and he's got a long trench coat on, and he's got a fedora on, and he's got very dark hair, very dark eyes, and he's got a very stern expression on his face, like this is no nonsense stuff. The other agent, when she's keeping a flashlight and a gun drawn on you guys while he handcuffs you, but you can tell that she is a very attractive woman. She's got red hair, and she's also wearing trench coat and not a fedora, but she does have like newsboy cap, whatever those kind of caps are called. Okay. People would know them today maybe as a Kangol hat if you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson headwear. But she's got that kind of a hat on, and
what kind of shoes are they wearing?
Jones is wearing like regular street shoes, like same way I guess that you guys would be wearing, and Blake surprisingly is doing quite well in heels. As Jones is putting the cuffs on you and get you guys to stand up and turn around, he's like, you don't look like regular people from around here, but job's a job, and we got our quarry. Come on, boys. And he starts walking you down the hill.
When we got there, we didn't get anything from the still, right? The still's not like operational at the moment.
Oh, it's operational. It was going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you can hear Blake say, or Jones say, Blake, make sure you make note of where this still was so we can come back and tear it apart later.
Yep. Just, while I'm down.
All right. So after a bit of walking through the woods, going down hills, it's a little slick in spots. There's a little snow and ice and mud. As you guys make it down, you get to kind of like a pickup truck, regular pickup truck, not like the truck that you borrowed from or rented from Mr. Morrow. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Blake, why don't you drive? And I'll be back here with the suspects. And he makes you guys climb into the back of the truck, and he kind of sits down with you and has the gun pointed at you.
Now, what if we promise to behave? I'm just saying the road gets awful bumpy.
Is that what you say to Blake?
That's what Jones, I say to Jones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Implying he's like, that him sitting there with the gun pointed at us, and we hit a bump, he's just going to shoot us.
You are certainly the most polite moonshiners that I've met so far, because the rest can't be trusted, and they just as soon kill me and throw me off the edge of the ravine as comply as nicely as you all are doing.
Well, you'll find that we are the most unusual of moonshiners on account of not really being moonshiners. But
we found you at the still.
You did,
and the truck is going down.
Wrong time.
That's what they all say. Innocent. I'm innocent. Meanwhile, you can smell the moonshine on their breath, and he leans in to you, Blisco. Yeah, innocent.
Never said we didn't partake.
To be fair, Blisco here is part car.
You know we're not from around here.
I know
We
that's why
literally
you're the
came
most interesting
down
moonshiners that I've seen. Are you the ones responsible for the lights down by the lake, trying to scare people off away from your still?
Are you that dense?
I'm an FBI agent, son. I work for the American government.
All
Please
right,
don't
all right.
call me
Let's
John
now.
Prime Doctor.
Let's not aggravate the.
Please don't provoke the guy pointing a gun at us.
Yeah. We'll sort all this out.
It's going to be a while to get into town. Do you guys say anything amongst yourselves or to Agent Blake?
Actually, Dutch is gonna try to talk to him. Just
Okay.
be like, so, you guys strictly in like a moonshine task force, or are you just locals?
Oh, no, we were sent from Virginia over here to figure out what the heck is going on
Mhm.
and to shut down all these moonshine operations. But I got to say, up here in the hills, you guys do a very good job of keeping your secrets.
Yep, this is a secretive town we found.
Oh, how so?
Oh, let's just say Southern hospitality doesn't usually start up until you hit about Tennessee.
Okay. I mean, I've had the food in Barlow.
What'd you
Is that
think?
what you're talking about? It's a little stick to your ribs, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
Agent Blake can't handle it, but I'll say this: you folks sure do know how to cook.
well, I'll accept that on behalf of the locals.
So you said you're not from around here. Are you with the organized crime?
No, we actually happen to stumble upon that still. If you'll forgive the story, I know you don't believe us, but if I may, we happened upon that still because we have actually been looking into the weird happenstances in town.
Oh, the UFOs.
Yes.
I mean, they're not called UFOs yet. I guess we should call them
Right.
flying saucers.
Yeah. And Dutch will be like, tripods and blah, 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 and like just do a even terribler impression.
Yeah, that Wells really messed things up for us. We had to open a whole big file on him.
Oh, I bet you guys are still getting calls about that.
I mean, I wish we could find him.
Oh, did he go underground?
Last we heard, he was going to California, but he's never arrived.
Well, those artist types.
No, I really don't.
Oh, no? Well, if he's saying he's going...
This guy's pretty clearly a straight edge guy.
Right. Well, if he's saying he's going to California, he's saying that eventually he's going to get to California.
Ah, I see.
Probably just found someone in Arizona he wants to spend some time with.
So where are you from then? And why are you in the woods if you're not with the, and he looks around, organized crime?
Well, I'm from Albany. And we're actually, what's the word for like an off-duty soldier? Like we're on leave. Yeah,
soldier on leave.
Yeah, we're actually soldiers on leave. And we're hoping to make a little scratch as adventurers. You know how it is.
I know that my government doesn't allow me to moonlight on the side for money.
No, because you're currently at work.
That's right. Albany, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Know anything about a masked vigilante running around punching the American Bund members in the face?
No. When we talked to the Bund, they were pretty nice.
Oh, so you're involved in the American Nazi movement, huh?
Actually, it's pretty...
wallet and pulls out a notebook and starts writing.
It's a funny story. Like the rec center, like the
community center,
the community hall burnt down, and so we hosted Christmas dinner at our place.
At your place. What is your name?
My name is, and he like looks at the pad. He's like Carlos, Carlos. Los
S.
Arbogast.
And he looks at you
Mm-hmm.
like he's waiting for you to spell it.
ARB and
B
OG
HST.
HAST.
Puts a
I think.
period at the end of that.
I think
it's
maybe
just
it's actually not spelled
AST.
with an H. Yeah.
Oh, look at your character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Arbogast, huh?
Mhm.
Of the your father John Arbogast?
That's right.
Hmm. He's writing this down too. And you say you're not involved with the American Bund, huh?
Nope, not anymore that we're involved with moonshiners, I'm afraid.
I mean, you do know that your father received one of the highest awards from Hitler himself.
I am aware of that. Why do you think I'm out here trying to get money? I'm not really connected to him anymore.
And what about you? What's with this book? And he holds up the notebook or the book that you were looking at, Valentino.
There's a book we got from the library back in Arkham.
Stealing books from libraries. He's writing this down. Well, you guys should just, it's going to make my case very easy.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I have in the past stuffed kids in lockers and taken their lunch money.
Lockers and lunch money.
Yeah.
What about you, Hayseed?
What about me?
What are you going to confess to?
Driving fast? Is that illegal yet?
Speeding away from the law. Is that how you get your moonshine from here to there? Driving fast?
God, if we were moonshiners, we'd be so good at that.
Right?
I mean, you probably would be.
It's like this group is made for that. We've got a bunch of scientists and a guy who drives really fast and one competent gunman between the four of us.
Yeah.
We'd actually be really good at this.
And you said you were the doctor? Are you the chemist? Are you the one that's making all of this moonshine?
I'm just going to look at him.
I'll take that as a yes. And he writes Y-E-S
Of course you will.
in his notebook.
Like, do I get a sense that this guy is like very, like, is he on the up and up?
Yeah, give me a insight plus observation.
I'll take a momentum since we've
Sure.
got
So much
a
of it.
full tank.
Sure.
2 successes.
Nice. Very good. You get a success. Are you get a momentum back? Yeah, no, this guy seems like straight up Hoover FBI. You know,
Yeah, in it for the job. He's not like on the
In it-
take or anything.
yeah, no, he doesn't seem to be on the take. He seems to be follow the rules, make the cases, bring in the criminals, move up the chain, get out of Virginia, move up to New York.
Nice. We could use that. We could have used either, but we could use that.
Okay. He has since put away his gun because he has to write and hold his notebook at the same time.
Sure. Yeah. Carlos is definitely not trying to jump out of the truck or anything.
Okay.
Once was enough.
Yeah. This is important though. If you ever ride on the back of a pickup truck, make sure you're leaning forward.
Right.
If you sit up straight or God forbid you lean back, you're going to fall right off at the first bump. These are the things that I learned while living in Kansas.
These are the things that I learned as a kid growing up in the 70s.
Yep.
Which are totally illegal today. So don't do it.
And
Oh, yeah.
You know, like popcorn as a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else that you guys want to talk about to Agent Blake? Or I'm sorry, Agent Jones. Blake is the woman driving.
No, I think I've got my own profile here.
Is it going to do us any good to ask for a lawyer?
We'll ask for one when we get to wherever they're taking us.
Yeah, so eventually you pull into Barlow and they take you right to the police station, and it's fairly big. It's a 2-story police station. You can see that there's bars all the way around the windows, and you were let in and you were put into a cell, and there are other inmates in the other cells, and these guys look tired, and they're all wearing jumpsuits. And you would probably recognize them as members of the road crew that you saw the day before as you were coming into Barlow.
How many of them are there?
Oh, there's probably between the 6 cells, there's probably 2 in each cell. So there's at least a dozen men.
Oh,
and
wow.
one cell seems to be empty.
Okay.
As Blake is locking the door, he said, you said you were soldiers on leave, so you're AWOL?
No. We're on actual leave.
And who is your commanding officer?
I'll give the sergeant's name, which is... I always forget it. Also, he's not a sergeant, he's like a general or something.
No, Sergeant Doolittle.
Yeah, Sergeant Doolittle.
Sergeant Doolittle, and you have to spell it for him.
Yeah.
So
EOO.
Yeah.
LIETLE.
E, right, yes, exactly. Right. You boys just hold tight. And so you're all sitting there, and the inmates are kind of getting up and moving to the doors of their cells, and they're all staring at you. Hey, brother, what are you in for?
Who's the closest?
Any of you, I guess. Valentino, I guess.
Yeah, go for it, Brian.
Well, they think we're bootleggers.
Oh, are you? Of course not. Everyone here is innocent. Yeah, I'm innocent. Yeah, I'm innocent too. We're all innocent in here, brother.
Would they taken all of our belongings?
You don't have your book, and they did kind of pat you down for any weapons, but they kind of left you with most of your other stuff right now.
Okay.
So you don't have your lighters, so no lighters, nothing that could be used as a weapon. So if you had a pocket knife, no pocket knife. But yeah, you've got your regular clothes and your hats and your coats and all of that stuff.
I'd offer you fellas a smoke, but I think they took my lighter.
Oh yeah, we haven't had smokes in weeks, man.
Yeah, Valentino, do you have smokes on you?
Yeah.
Just give it to them. This is cold.
Yeah, go ahead and take the pack.
Thank you, brother. And he reaches through and he grabs it really fast. And he's pulling his hand back. Because he's clutching onto the cigarettes, his hand doesn't go quite through the bars, and so he has to turn his hand and pull it all the way out. And his roommate, his cellmate, is like, hits him and says, give me some. And you hear a guy from across the cell, hey, don't be keeping all those things. Make sure you share some. And then right at that instant, you hear like some keys jangling, and you hear some like hard-soled shoes on the floor. And as soon as everybody hears the jangling and the shoes, everybody goes quiet, and they all rush to their bunks, and they all sit down like nothing's going on. And the steps keep coming closer and closer. And finally, the sheriff stops right at your cell and looks in. Told you boys you shouldn't have got in trouble in my county.
Oh, yeah.
From what I hear, you've been doing some moonshining. Looks like you're going to be filling the role of a couple of missing prisoners. And he's just spitting on the floor. This guy does not give a crap where he's spitting.
Don't we get a trial first?
And then you kind of, as he laughs, then all the prisoners all start to laugh nervously. That's a good one. Yeah, you're the funny boy. I like funny boys. They make me laugh.
Yeah, okay. I need to make a phone call.
FBI agent's using the phone right now.
Well, that's all right.
He just kind of stares at you with this big grin on his face, chewing on his chaw tobacco. Yep, I think I got the size of your overalls. So, we may be fitting you boys out for this pretty soon. You boys keep it down in here now, you hear? Yes, Sheriff. Yes, Sheriff. Yes, Sheriff. Sorry, Sheriff. We'll be good, Sheriff. And he just slowly turns on his heels, stares at you as he walks back out the holding area. You boys don't want to be messing with the sheriff.
Noted.
And another guy from across the aisle is like, they done killed two of our friends yesterday. Said they was trying to escape, but they weren't.
That's terrible.
He's a bad man, but he keeps getting elected. We have no idea why they keep electing this guy. Hey, pass me one of them cigarettes.
I was supposed to any of you boys kept a matchbook from the cafe.
Yeah, I got matches.
You slip it through. Oh, thanks, brother.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's blows the smoke out. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah. Hey, quit bogarting that. Come on, man. And after you guys talk amongst yourselves or do anything while you're sitting here, or are you just all sitting there very quietly and peacefully?
What's our play here?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, hopefully we can make a phone call. I'll call Higgins and have him talk to our lawyer. And then hopefully that can get started a way to get us out of here. Now, if there are extrajudicial issues, then maybe we need to take extrajudicial steps. But that's hopefully a last resort. I think if we lawyer up, hopefully they'll just think it's too much trouble.
I don't know.
Jones seemed determined.
Well,
I don't trust that sheriff.
Oh, no, of course not.
One of the prisoners, you hear one of the prisoners who's sitting next to you on the other cell right next to you, Doc. He's like, no, you shouldn't trust him at all. He's a bad man. He's a very, very bad man.
Yeah. I mean, he's a sheriff in a very small, sparsely populated county. Right? And look at how he's strutting about. It's like you give jerks like that an ounce of power and they can't help but wield it as hard as they can.
What do you think are the odds that Agent Knucklehead is going to try and contact the sergeant?
I think he's probably going to contact the sergeant, but here's the thing. We are above the sergeant's pay grade. Not that we're getting paid above his pay grade, but our situation is above his pay grade. So most likely he's going to have to play ball.
Yeah, Sheriff Granger wouldn't be this evil, but he takes a lot of his orders right from the mayor.
Oh, the mayor.
Mark Smith. He's always scheming, always looking to make a quick buck. Sheriff Granger picked up on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a poison running through this community.
Yeah, we've seen it.
I remember you in the fancy car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should never come to Barlow. Never come to Barlow.
Well, we had some business here.
Yeah, it was your business. Didn't you hear? They're innocent of moonshining. And you hear, quiet down back there.
We were friends of Theodore Whitmore.
Oh, Whitmore. It's a shame about what happened to him. Yeah,
we came
shame.
to pay our respects.
Oh, that's mighty kindly of you. You're good guys. So about a half hour passes that you've been locked in here. And finally, Agent Jones and Agent Blake come down the hallway, and you hear a couple of whoos and hey as Sergeant Blake walks by. And finally Jones gets to your door, and he pulls out some keys, and he starts unlocking the door. Just got off the phone with your sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
You boys should come with me.
Okay.
All right.
We've been uncuffed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We will go with him.
All right. You follow him in. You get to the sheriff's office, and the sheriff's just sitting there with his boots up on the desk, a big old S-eaten grin on his face. And Jones looks at him and says, Sheriff, we need your office. Do you now? Yes, we do. It'll only take a few moments. Well, what if I don't want to? Sir, I am an agent of the United States government. Last I heard, states' rights overruled federal rights. And Jones just kind of leans in and kind of grabs the sheriff's boot by his ankle and just kind of squeezes. And you see that grin on the sheriff's face kind of disappear and start to turn into a little bit of a pain. Hey, now. Are we going to have a problem, Sheriff Granger? Or are you going to let us use your office for a few minutes? All right. He gets up, spits on the floor right next to Jones and Blake, walks out the door and slams the door behind him really hard. Sometimes all you need is a very firm hand when dealing with jerks. You boys have a seat, and there's a bench, like a, I guess they call it a perp bench, where you all sit down at once.
Up against the side or something.
Yeah, up against the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Blake goes around, and she sits down in the sheriff's seat, and she picks up the phone and starts dialing something. And Jones is just kind of sitting on the desk looking at you with his arms crossed. A very interesting conversation with your Sergeant Doolittle.
Mm-hmm.
He said you boys are not on leave, but instead are on a mission for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true?
Yes.
What organization is this that you're working for?
That is classified.
Not to me. I'm an FBI agent.
I understand, but this goes all the way to the top. I've always wanted to say that.
All the way to the top,
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is you're a secret organization working inside the government?
No.
Like a shadow government?
I don't think anybody would ever accuse us of being a shadow government. Listen. I don't know, for example, groups like the Boon and how they're allowed to operate openly, even though they're strictly objectionable.
Oh, yes, they're Nazis. We've got a file on them.
Right. Well,
if it wasn't for all this free speech nonsense, we would have gone in with clubs a long time ago and taken care of them.
Okay. So what you can know about this is that we are still technically working for the armed forces. But we're not officially a shadow organization. We are just operatives with a convenient set of skills.
And then Blake kind of looks and says, Jones, I think what he's saying is they're working for OSS. Oh, well, why did you say so in the first place?
What is OSS?
And then that's the operation of naval intelligence. It's the organization that came before the CIA. Okay, but you guys may not even know that. You guys may not even know what OSS is, and that's fine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But it seems like whatever Blake said calms him down and changes his attitude a little bit.
Would it have shown up in the pulps?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, then Dutch might know.
Okay. And at that moment, she's hands the phone over to, I take it your name is Carlos?
Yes.
And she hands the phone. It's your sergeant.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hello?
Arbogast, what in the tarnation are you doing?
Hey, Sarge.
1 minute you're hanging with Nazis, next thing you're in jail?
Actually, a few things happened between that, and I was ended up in jail, but yes. In essence, yes.
Well, what have you found out?
We have found out that Well, as you know, there was that thing in not Arkham, it's the other in Greenwich.
Dunwich.
No, Dunwich. After that, we came to talk to Theodore Whitmore's family in regards to a special item.
And
as we were investigating, we came upon a still, and that's when the FBI got us. As it turns out, it's not just the things that we're investigating that are vexing the locals. Apparently, there's a terrible hooch epidemic.
then you hear Blake say, also UFOs or flying saucers.
Also UFOs, Sarge.
What?
No, nothing.
Are you saying something about aliens?
Yeah, they think that there's lights from aliens around here, which, you know.
I don't know. What's going on?
Well, I just don't know
been
how much.
Drinking the moonshine?
I don't know. Yes, but I don't know how much I'm allowed to say in front of the agents.
I've cleared them enough to where you can share enough information with them.
Okay. Well, then in that case, we are concerned that there are actually some Nazi operatives that have been hassling a local family because they have a connection to the item we're looking for.
This is the Whitmores?
Yeah.
All right. What's the plan then?
Well, we were hoping to get out of jail.
You're already out of jail.
All right.
I took care of that.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Then we were hoping to continue our investigation, maybe talk to the Woodmores some more. We've already spoken to them. And also, we think that whatever these operatives are looking for is down in a mine. So we'd have to maybe go down into an old abandoned mine, like you do.
Also, there might be apparently some sort of connection to the luminaries with the local newspaper.
Oh, really? That's a new one to me. Also, there might be a connection to the luminaries, the local newspaper.
Why is it that I only hear from you when you're in trouble, and then you guys have all this nonsense that you're sharing?
Well, this
Are you reporting to the Brigadier like you're supposed to?
Yes. We always call the Brigadier, and then we call you.
Okay. All right. Carry on then. Agent Jones knows what's going on enough. He might be a resource, although he seems kind of what we call a stick up his ass.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes. I think we heard it rattling around in the truck.
Really? Because it's in there pretty tight from what I could tell.
Oh, Sarge.
All right. Stay out of jail. Stop hanging out with Nazis. Get the job done.
All right. Thank you.
Hangs up, and he hangs up.
Yep. Dutch will salute before hanging up.
Blake's eyebrows just kind of raise into a question mark, kind of, what? And you can kind of see, like, maybe Jones has a little bit more respect for you now.
Mm-hmm.
So everything sorted out?
Yes, we are going to continue our investigation. And
you think it has to do with any of those lights that we've been seeing down by the lake?
I'm hoping not, but probably.
Yeah.
We have yet to run into a coincidence.
Where is there a map of the town or like the area?
Oh, sure. And he points you to the map that is on the wall right behind you.
Where in relation to the mines is the lake?
So, because we're in a mountain areas, water runs downhill. Yep. So Barlow is right at kind of like as the mountain comes down and forms the arm of a mountain comes down and it comes to kind of a point area. That's where Barlow is located. And then so going up that big hill into the mountains, that is where along the line of the road going up into the mountains, there are mine shafts on all scattered throughout that area.
Sure.
And then as you start to take little side roads and whatnot further up into the mountains, that's where the Whitmores and other people would live. And about 1.5 miles east of Barlow would be a large lake nestled in between two of the mountains. And that would be Lake Shadowmere Lake.
Like Shadow Mare?
Mere.
So you're saying you have seen these lights, not just the locals?
Oh, I've seen the lights. We've just not been able to track them down.
Okay. I'm concerned that the Whitmores are in danger. Now, they're pretty good about handling themselves. I don't know if you saw the headlights of the truck we took up.
No, you were probably about a good mile away from
Okay. All right.
the Whitmore's house, so they probably wouldn't. They probably know that there's a house in the area, but they don't know who owns what.
Yeah. So that is itself a concern. I don't know. Is it just the two of you out here?
Yes, but we could get some other agents if need be.
Okay. Well, like I said, you might want to put someone on the Whitmores in case somebody comes looking for them, because they believe that they're tied to the item that we're looking for.
And what item is that?
We don't know yet. We suspect that it's in a mine shaft. So we need access, hopefully, to the mining company's records and to figure out where it is.
Oh, and at the mention of the mining company, both Blake and Jones look at one another, and they're like, yeah, you probably ought to stay away from the Underhill Mining Syndicate. Mr. Underhill is... And Blake is quiet for a moment, then Jones finally speaks up, and she says,
They been organized?
He's creepy and weird.
Oh.
Not in an organized way. I mean, I'm sure he's doing things that are illegal, but we had to go and meet with him early on, and this guy is very creepy and weird.
Well, unfortunately, that does kind of sound more like our clientele.
Yeah. Even if we're not trying to deal with him directly, we may well end up running into him.
Well, and then she says, you just watch your step around that one.
Okay.
Also, maybe we should rethink the idea of sending more official types around the Whitmore residence.
Oh, why is that?
They're a little trigger happy.
Yeah.
Also,
And why are they trigger happy?
Apparently they're having some issues with the bank.
Oh, the
They
bank.
think you're revenuers.
Well, I mean, technically we are revenuers. But,
Don't say
the bank.
that.
Yeah.
Don't say that to them.
Okay. The bank has been closed down because of some money issues, and apparently there are agents out, representatives of the bank out trying to foreclose on many of the parcels of land, is our understanding.
Yeah. Well,
And that
our
has caused some concern in the community.
Yeah, our concern is that foreign agents are masquerading as bank officiants or whatever.
Spies in America?
Yes.
more likely than you think.
We should get Hoover on this right away. And she's like, calm down, Jones.
And yeah, so right now our priority is to definitely not do this in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So we need some place to stay, and then we'll get started on mine shafts and crazy lights tomorrow.
Probably recovering the truck.
Yeah, should do that. Otherwise, it's going to be another $100 for me.
Some of its contents.
Yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Jones. We'll try to keep you in the loop as much as possible.
All right. Some bad news. There's no hotel in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Blake and I have been sharing a small house that has been let out to us.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you could stay there if you needed to. I mean, we did drive you all the way down the mountain in the middle of the night.
Well, we've never minded some floor or couch. I mean, we used to sleep on rocks.
Sleep in wherever.
Yep.
When you go through basic.
You see Blake just kind of shake her head and roll her eyes. Like, bad idea. Well, okay then. Let's go to the house. If you guys are done for the evening. Again, I apologize. I always think that people are up to no good, and I want to say that it sounds like you're doing good for America.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, no grudges here. Dutch will make sure that because he probably had his handgun on him, so
okay,
make sure
yeah.
to get that
so
back.
He starts
and
handing you guys back
his
all the
penknife and his
penknife and your pomade and your comb and your toothbrush that you had filed down into a sharp point.
Yep.
My bag has the scalpels in it.
Yeah. I don't think you carry your bag with you everywhere.
What could I be if I didn't?
Hello. He was hoping to get some antiseptic.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Valentino, he hands you your book and he goes, "That's some funny codes that you got in there. Took a look at it. Man, made my brain hurt."
Well, it'll do that.
Okay. And as you are, you all walk out of the office, and as you are into the room, you see in the main lobby area, it looks to be a bit of a commotion going on where there's like the sheriff is standing over one of his deputies who's kind of sitting on a chair, and he's got his leg up on another chair and it's all rolled up, and another deputy is standing by near him, kneeling down, looking at his leg. And the guy's like, "Oh, it hurts so bad." And then the sheriff is just like, "Well, better get the doc over here."
And we see what's up with his leg.
Yeah, it looks swelled up.
Glance over at Doc.
I'm trying to decide whether my Hippocratic oath is stronger than my.
Did you get as far as swearing a Hippocratic oath? I've often wondered.
No, he did not.
No, shh. I know it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. That Hippocrates is trustworthy, loyal, brave, and
Ed Hart Hansen Health,
which stands. Burma shave, love, honor. Fine. Excuse me.
What do you want? You are? Why don't you say so? And he kind of steps aside. And if you would, this man's leg is swelled up, Doc. And I need you to roll a medicine plus insight.
Okay. Does this feel like a first aid situation?
Read me first aid again. What is first aid again?
First aid. I don't know.
Or is that your
yellow?
Oh, that's one of your. Oh, that's one of your focuses. Okay, yeah. This is a first aid. This is a first aid situation. This isn't first aid where you guys get 3 momentums because you're already maxed out. But yeah, as a focus, yes.
Coordination plus medicine.
No, it is insight plus medicine.
My brain hurts.
Take a momentum. We're full up.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to monumentum.
Okay.
Would it be worth taking an extra monumentum, or would that?
It's a D1. It's a D1. So.
Oh! I was thinking it was a D2. Okay. 2 successes.
Isn't that your focus?
Yeah. So it's anything under 5. So you're maxed out on your medicine. So anything under 5 counts as an additional success. So you actually end up with 3 successes.
Why is that saying 2 successes?
Well, because
because he did greater than.
Oh.
Oh, he did
What?
the mouth backwards.
yeah,
So
always eating the
2
big,
successes.
always eating the big one. Yeah. So 1 success, 2 successes. So you get 1 momentum back. This man's leg is swelled up really big, and you can see that there are 2 puncture wounds right on his calf.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like he's been bitten by some kind of a snake, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And the venom is caused his leg to swell up. Just jumped out at me, Doc. Jumped out at me at the dark and bit me. Oh, God, it hurt so bad.
Okay.
Can you do something? He got done
Yes.
bit by a snake.
Yes, I can. I can take a small knife, cut an X across each of those things, and try and remove the venom.
Man, if only you had some kind of a alcohol-based liquid
Right.
that you could pour onto this.
Well, I do have stuff in my kit.
All right. Roll me a medicine plus reason, please. This will be a D2. Are you going to do any tourniquets or anything like that? What are you doing to this man?
I am not going to do a tourniquet not knowing what it is,
Okay.
because there's a possibility that a tourniquet could theoretically make it worse if I recall
actually-
my Boy Scout training.
Actually, yeah. If you do get bit by a snake, you're not supposed to put a tourniquet on. You're just supposed to remain calm and get to a medical professional as quickly as possible. This man doesn't look like he's too calm, but he is near a medical.
I'm going to make sure that his heart is elevated above the leg.
Yep, he's sitting up.
So
His legs on a chair.
Yeah, any venom that's in there is not going to roll up into his heart.
Yeah.
Did anybody get a look at the snake? I say as I start doing the appropriate thing.
Look back at those the fang marks again, and roll me an observation plus insight.
Bang-a-T marks. Bang-a-T marks. All right, my observation is quite high. It is. Oh, holy moly!
Take a momentum. We're full up.
Yeah.
Observation is 3.
I was thinking of my insight.
Oh yeah, that's
but I
a
am
10.
going to take a momentum.
Okay.
And this time, I'm going to remember how math goes. And I'm going to get 3 successes.
3 successes. What's really weird about these puncture wounds is that if this were like a regular snake, if this were a rattlesnake bite, if this were a copperhead bite, if this were a water moccasin bite, you would expect that the bite marks would be about an inch apart. These bite marks are at least 5 inches apart.
Oh.
The 2 punctures are at least 5 inches apart. That's why it took you a moment to figure out if this were if this was a snake or something else.
Certainly. We're in Kentucky, right?
You are in Kentucky.
Crap, that's cottonmouth. Wait. Those are...
This would be a cottonmouth that would, yeah, it would have puncture wounds about an inch across.
Why, I haven't seen a wound this big since Egypt.
Mm.
What? What you talking about, boy?
Oh, we ran into a nest of asps when we were in Egypt. And Doc is actually doing the aid for the bite.
All right, so now let's roll your medicine plus insight.
Okay.
And you can do your first aid on this too. So
do the first aid. Okay.
This one will be a D2.
So I will bite another monument since I keep earning them back.
All right.
While this is happening, Dutch is going to try and pull Valentino aside and be like, hey, look around, see if there's anything suspicious or anything we need to take note of.
So here's the thing. You know that this is a really large snake. You know that this is a very venomous bite, and it is making his legs swell up a lot. It's turning purple in places, but you are able to use some of your herbal medicines. You even grab some tobacco from the sheriff, and you're able to make a compound onto these wounds that is going to, and especially with the tobacco, is going to slowly start seeping the venom out just because of the nature of the tobacco. And then whatever other medicinal things that you put on there But this man probably should be in a hospital somewhere. He's not going to just be able to, whatever medicine that you perform on him. This is the temporary fix until he can get some anti-venom, or I don't even know when anti-venom was invented, but he needs to get
always
himself
been
to
some form of anti-venom.
Yeah. He needs to get himself to the hospital or the real doctor's office or whatever. So
how far is the nearest hospital?
Doctor.
There is probably a local like clinic kind of thing here because it is a mine. So you would have a doctor, maybe a doctor or two, even in this small town because of the mining community to deal with people who are, injured on the job.
Yeah,
so probably, at least the mining company would have a doctor on staff, but there is a smallish hospital. It would probably be a 1 or 2 story wooden building. Just your run of the mill, not like family doctor type place, but it would have stuff to kind of deal with this. Also, it's in the country, so people getting bit by snakes probably happens quite a bit. Maybe not of snakes of this size, though. So you are able to patch him up temporarily, Doc. And then what do you do?
We may want to get your actual doctor if we can wake him. He definitely does need additional treatment, but this should be...
While you were working on this guy, the other deputy had gotten up and ran out of the sheriff's place, and as you're finishing up, a cold wind blows in as the door opens, and a doctor walks in, and he's like, "Step away from my patient, please."
Yes, doctor.
And he examines the man's leg, and he goes, "Yeah, this is a pretty mighty venom. We need to get him over to the hospital. Who bandaged up this man?"
I did, sir.
"Well, you may have just saved his life. Good job, boy."
Glad I could help, sir.
Yep. All right. You grab him and let's get him over there. And so the 2 deputies pick the guy up and they start heading out the door. Meanwhile, Blake and Jones are just staring at this whole thing. And Brian, you were going to do something?
Yeah, I'll look around, just see if I can find anything.
All right. Give me an observation and insight. This will be a D2.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take a momentum.
Okay.
Let's see. Ow.
2 successes.
3 if sight.
Oh, sure. Sight. Sure.
Okay, yeah.
So 3 successes. So your momentum is maxed back out, but you do have a complication. So here's the thing. You notice that there are a couple of newspapers lying around, and you again see the symbol on the newspaper masthead.
Tap that, point it out to Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you really have this urge. So again, it will continue. This urge to get back to the book. So that will be your ongoing complication, is that you really need to get back to this book. Whenever you're not reading the book, it feels like the book is calling your name.
I understand this. This is what like getting a new Pokemon game for the DS was like. Like I could be catching Pokemon right now.
Well, it looks like you did a good job on this man. Hell, son, he did a great job. And he slaps you on the back. The sheriff slaps you on the back, Doc. Oh, you do owe me some tobacco now. Because of the tobacco you use. It's like a plug. It's like a little plug of tobacco. I wouldn't worry about it.
Like a quarter?
A pinch, like a pinch of tobacco.
I flipped him a quarter.
Yeah. Ooh, you boys do have money. And then he holds it up. He holds it up and starts examining it. Got to make sure this one's real. And he gives it a bite and tries to bend it. And nope, this one's a real one.
God,
and Jones is like,
so much.
What's that?
I hate this man so much. I just
why?
We should have given him a franc and see what he said.
There seems to be a bit of fake money floating around the community lately.
Good to know.
It's got everyone a little bit on edge about where their monies are coming from.
Possibly related to the bank issues.
You see Jones and Blake look at each other. We're not at liberty to discuss that right now.
Oh, that's all right. Let's. I don't suppose the newspaper offices are still open.
No, it's closed. It's been closed. It's like 9:00 at night.
Okay. In that case, I suggest we go get the car, drive back.
Your car?
Well, no, the truck.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were going to go over to Jones and Blake's place to crash for the night.
So I'm suggesting we go get the truck, go back to Jones's place.
Oh, okay.
Because we, narratively at least we left our big guns in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So we need to go get those.
All right. You all step outside. How are you going to have Jones and Blake drive you up there? Or are you going to?
We're going to ask for that.
For them to help you, or just take their truck?
I mean, if they'll give us the truck, we can drive it up, but I figure they wouldn't want to part with it.
Yeah, probably not. So how's everyone going to drive right in this? Because the trip down the mountain was a little cold sitting in the back. So who gets to ride in the front, and who gets to drive, and who gets to stay in the cab?
If there's an option for who gets to drive.
Drive, yeah.
Yeah. We'll drive, and we'll give on the way out or on the way to the car, be like, Agent Blake, why don't you ride shotgun? Blisco is an excellent driver and conversationalist.
Oh.
And then Dutch will jump in the back.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now there is space for a third person to sit in the truck. It's a bench seat. So someone could sit in the middle or otherwise. Unless everybody is just now getting in on the joke that.
Okay, so in that case, Dutch will get in the front and make sure to push Agent Blake into the center.
Okay. All right. Fortunately, this is a 3 on the tree truck, Blisco, not a 4 on the floor.
Yeah. I've stolen enough cars at this point.
Yeah.
You see Blake Jones pull out his notebook and start writing something down. And the rest of you can climb in the back. Fortunately, you're bundled up. Here's the interesting thing. When you walk out of the sheriff's office, you are looking right across the town, and Valentino, you see the church, and you can see that there's lights in the windows, and you can see that the church again is old, like really old, it looks like it is older than this town. And it is done up in an Italian style. It's a stone church instead of a wooden church like you would expect. Most of the buildings around here are either wood or brick, some stone, but this is a stone building that has a very unique Italian design. Above the doorway to the entrance, in addition to the crucifix and carvings of
like a dove,
Jesus and a dove and all of that stuff, you see that there is the symbol of the luminary. Critical Hit Punch Hall Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session, and Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2024 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.